On the 30th of August 2016, I received an email which contained an activation key for the Battlefield 1 beta release. I immediately jumped straight in and spent the entire day in battle.
We have taken objective Duff.
Until yesterday, the only thing I had seen that in any way related to Battlefield 1 was the trailer, and it did not impress me. I hadn't seen a single gameplay video, read a single review, or had any information at all from which to theorise my expectations. I was anticipating another Battlefield edition, much like each of the editions before it. If you haven't seen my video capture of my first ever look at Battlefield 1, you can watch it here by clicking on the link in the top right. Then you too can hear what a grown man sounds like on Christmas morning when he gets the best present ever. Without a shadow of a doubt, this is the best Battlefield version I have played. Nay, it is the best FPS I have ever played. I meant to record some footage and then put together a video, but something happened that hasn't happened to me for a very long time. I could not put this game down. Before I proceed on with this first look review, I wanted to take a brief moment to thank all of you who watch my channel, and to especially thank those of you who offered me a happy birthday this past weekend. I am so grateful to you, thank you so much. Battlefield 1 is the newest edition of the Battlefield franchise. So new in fact that it hasn't even been released yet, and this is just the open beta. Battlefield 1 is set in World War I, an era largely overlooked by many and not previously visited by any of the previous Battlefield series. All World War I games, irrespective of genre, face the same potential pitfalls. Most noticeably, the lack of and limitation of weaponry, vehicles and military equipment. Battlefield 1 seems to have comfortably managed to amalgamate historical World War I weaponry and tactics with modern fast-paced action-seeking FPS to a level never before seen, and it really works. Battlefield 1 is not a simulator, and neither is it an elaborate, over-the-top interpretation of World War I combat. It is actually happily situated in the middle ground. Immediately you will notice the beautiful graphics and fantastic attention to detail, from grains of sand being blown across the ground to the sound that your gun's ammo clip makes as it taps against the rock beneath you as you scour down to attempt to make yourself the smallest target possible. The game is instantly fast-paced, but rather than intimidate you, it manages to nurture and encourage you to jump up and get stuck in. Sure, you will get shot a few times straight off the bat, but even though it might take you a while to get that first kill, you probably won't even care, as you will be swept away with the immense quality of the sounds and the textures. You will be constantly distracted by galloping cavalry, swooping Sopwith camels and mechanised tanks, all of which are finished to an impeccably high standard. As you progress and settle into the game, the similarities and flashbacks of previous Battlefield titles like 3 and 4 do start to emerge. Yet this game is considerably overhauled, and little more than the skeleton of previous Battlefield versions remain, as the skin has seemingly been stripped right back and reshaped into something astonishing. As many of you already know, and as my channel name suggests, I am a simulation enthusiast, and this game is not a simulator, so you might be wondering why I am even looking at this game. Well, many years ago, I did play Battlefield. A lot. So much so that I actually ranked just outside of the top 100 at one point. I have fond memories of those times, but that was quite a while ago. Despite not actively playing Battlefield, I always seem to buy each new release, and this version is no different. I say no different, but this game is different. Very different. I would say that for me, this is the first next-gen gaming experience that I have witnessed. This is considerably more advanced in so many areas than any other game I have played. So much so that it's going to take quite a while to unravel and experience all that this game has to offer. The open beta ends on September the 8th, so if you want to taste of Battlefield 1 before release date, you better get a shift on. Let me begin by saying that the open beta is seemingly set on just one map, the Sinai Desert. The map is huge, and it needs to be in order to accommodate all 64 players and their vehicles. But there does seem to be room for a little more tweaking. For the most part, the map is well constructed and excellently thought out, but there is one capture point, Point E. That almost feels like an afterthought. Maybe it is intentional, but in my first day of playing, it seems to be almost a separate battle, and only a priority when the enemy have taken all points, as it is frequently the least well defended of all the points. That small concern apart, this map has a great layout which encourages tactical team play and ensures that there is plenty of cover and access points to be able to take each location, as well as access for each of the larger vehicles included. With the multitude of disciplines and the vehicles on offer, be it a foot soldier, a biplane, a triplane, a heavy tank, an armoured truck or cavalry, there are endless tactical approaches available for any scenario. There are also rumours that you will be able to utilise naval vessels, motorcycles and zeppelins in the full release. Oh, and I almost forgot, there is also a heavily fortified train that you can take a ride on too. In addition to all of this, DICE have introduced a new and spectacular twist on melee attacks, the charge. Each weapon can be fitted with a bayonet, and in accordance with World War I military tactics, you are able to let out an almighty war cry and full-on charge at the enemy, and just like in World War I military training videos, your intention is to impale and kill your enemy. The instant immersion when performing this battle charge is only matched by the fear and panic it can inflict on your enemy, especially when they're not expecting you. The only potential gripe I have with the new melee system is that you cannot seemingly counter an attack. This might not be true, however, and it is just that it is I who cannot counter a melee attack. The full release will include at least 6 maps in total, which have all been confirmed, and 4 game modes. The available classes include Assault, Medic, Support, Scout, Tanker and Pilot, and there are a few special classes which have specific skills too. These elite classes are thought to include a flamethrower, a tank hunter and a century, and are accessed by collecting crates which are located around the map. The game is very stable and extremely well optimised. You can see the FPS in each of my videos, and although I capped the recording at 60 FPS, the game was easily capable of more, despite being completely maxed out. There is enough of the Battlefield of old to remain constant, but this game has evolved considerably into something much better. The game is gripping, encapsulating and immersive to a level that I simply have never experienced before. Each discipline and vehicle has a well-balanced set of strengths and weaknesses. Gameplay is fluid, and despite the additional level of skill required to get the most out of a World War I weapon, the hit register seems to be spot on, much better than in previous Battlefield releases. This game operates at a very high tempo, much higher than most games that I like to play. This might be something of a concern for some, I include myself, but the game is incredibly capable of enticing you back each time you think you've had enough. It is addictive because it is so good on so many levels. Because of the higher tempo, this game is constantly changing and grabbing your attention. I have seen massive swings of possession in almost all of the games that I have played, and not once have I seen one team completely dominate. This ensures that despite your current skill level, you will be entertained and engaged throughout each and every match. The structures in this game are thoughtful and realistically placed. to a point. But for me, the best part of this game has to be the ability to totally decimate not only buildings, walls and structures, but also the terra firma. You can actually create enormous bunkers in the solid earth. Amazing.
We have taken objective Charlie.
Furthermore, Battlefield 1 has dynamic weather. I cannot confirm that on any other maps, but on the Sinai Desert map, you can see a sandstorm rolling in from the distance, and as it envelops the map, the game dynamics change in an instant. Visibility is dramatically reduced, allowing attacking players to advance more freely across large open areas, and for defending troops to coordinate ambushes, and both will be required to engage in close-quarter battles. The weapon physics are spot on, and you will have to learn each weapon's arc of fire in order to become highly efficient. Tracer bullets do assist your aiming, but also alert enemy troops to your position. In further addition to all of the above, at release this game will have a solo player campaign. This game is in beta, so it's quite acceptable for there to be issues and or bugs across the board. On the most part though, this game seems faultless. However, there is a link in the description below should you feel that a specific bug or issue needs to be highlighted and addressed by the developers, and I encourage you to use it. The only issues I have encountered so far were minor, except for one instance where I was driving a heavy armoured car and it suddenly vanished and left me floating in midair for a few moments whilst I tried to figure out exactly what the heck had just happened. If you're using an NVIDIA card, it's highly recommended that you download the latest driver, which is version 372.70 at the point of recording this video. If you do run into performance issues or any other issues, please check out the forum, which is also provided below.
We have lost objective Freddy.
The release date for Battlefield 1 is the 21st of October 2016. In the UK, this game will retail at between £50 to £75, which is about $70. That is a hefty price tag, I know, but unlike some developers of late, you can see the depth and quality promised is being delivered, and then some. I cannot rate this game highly enough, and I think you will all enjoy this gameplay experience. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video, it's so important that you hit the like button, and if you'd like to see more, then please subscribe. Until next time, take care, goodbye.
We have lost objective Freddy. We have lost objective Duff.
First aid, take it! First aid, get patched up! Thanks, lad! What's happening? For you, first aid!
We have taken objective Duff. losing objective Charlie.